start these in the back. I love these bags.
Notice what I'm doing. What browser did I use?
And why are you using Firefox?
That is the recommended browser for Blackboard.
It is?
It is.
I missed that.
Now, if you're using Collaborate, Chrome is recommended.
I was gonna say, that's where it gets confusing.
Yeah, Blackboard does some different things and with different applications. But for the learning management system, we recommend Blackboard. I mean, Firefox.
Okay, notice what she didn't say? She did not say the Internet Explorer.
That's right. Blackboard does not integrate well with Internet Explorer.
Or what is the new one, Microsoft Edge or something like that?
XOF, Microsoft all together with Blackboard.
Okay,
If it
Microsoft
were-
and Blackboard,
Yeah.
they're not kissing cousins.
Okay, everyone, my name is Sharonda Lipscomb. I'm the Instructional Design Coordinator. I work out of the Office of Scholarly Technology and Resources. We are building two buildings, the Campus Education Building, over in front of the fountain, Dickinson Hall. We provide support for Blackboard, which is our learning management system for those of you using, are these all online or just everybody?
Everyone, except one person in here is a face-to-face student.
Okay.
They primarily face-to-face with some online options. We've got one online only student.
Okay, gotcha. Blackboard is a learning management system that we will use for your online classes. Most of you will have face-to-face classes, but some of your faculty members may use Blackboard as a component of your coursework. And so as I mentioned, I'm with the STAR office. We provide support for our students and faculty for the learning management Blackboard system Blackboard. If you need technical support for Blackboard, that's us. I'm going to show you some information at the end as to how to get in contact with us, but we're in Dickinson Hall, room 105. You can stop by at any time. We have some other methods for you all to reach out to us as well. So first off, we're going to talk about what is Blackboard. Just told you that's our learning management system that we'll use for our online classes. But we have some technology requirements that I want to go over real quickly. We recommend Firefox. You'll want to keep that up to date, so if your browser says it needs to be updated, be sure to keep that updated so that it's working well with Firefox, with Blackboard. You'll also want to make sure that you have Java installed on your system and that it's updated as well. That's a free download, as is. If you don't have the Firefox browser, you can go to, you type in Firefox, do a search for that, and then it's a free download, but it's mozilla.org. And it's a free download, so you can just download that browser from the web, and then you also want to make sure that your Java is up to date. If you don't have Java on your system, you can do a search for Java. It's a free download. You can download it if you have a PC or if you use Mac, either way. But download that, make sure it works well. That's what helps Blackboard to cooperate as you are using it. You also want to make sure that you have a reliable internet connection, and by that you need to have at least, I believe it's 24 Mbps per. You need to have, 1.5 Mbps. Broadband or high-speed internet connection is what you'll need to use Blackboard. We recommend that if you are taking a test online, do not use a wireless connection. I know sometimes that may not be possible, but keep in mind that a wireless connection is just that. It can drop at any time. So if you're taking an exam, you're on a wireless connection, there's a possibility that you could be kicked out of the exam. And depending on how your faculty member has that exam set up, if it's for one attempt, you may have to contact your faculty to get back in. You can contact us, but most of the time, if it's a setting, we're going to say you need to reach out to your faculty member. So keep that in mind. You can use an Ethernet cable to connect your system if you're going to be taking an online exam, but we recommend using a wired connection. Login. So I want to go over real quick this global navigation pane. When you log into the system, and does everybody know how to log in with their NetID? Yes, good on that. So if you notice here, you may have noticed your name there at the top. For me, I've already set up my profile so you can see my picture there, but if you click on that, this is a global navigation pane, and I encourage each of you to go into the settings and set up your profile. But this is a quick way for you to navigate between courses. And it's a quick way for you to navigate all of your courses as opposed to going into each course. So if you just got a quick minute and you want to check in and see your grades for, or anything that's posted. So let's see which one's here. This one is update, so this just kind of gives you an overview, but you can see your grades for all courses without having to go into each one. This is just going to show any posts that you've had. You've got discussion posts or journal posts that'll show there. Any updates, if we get system-wide messages, if there's going to be an outage or something, and with our new system, we should not have many outages, but sometimes that is not the case. You get that notification here. Also, if your instructor has sent you an email, an announcement, it would show up here too under updates. And so you can see that for all of your courses in one place. Here's a tool I mentioned for my grades, so you can see all of your grades in one place. So any grades that have updated since the last time that you logged into the system will show up here. And then lastly, your calendar tool, which will populate any due dates that your instructors have added to your classes. So if you've got an assignment, a discussion, a journal post that has a due date attached to it, it will automatically populate to this calendar for all of your classes. And then you can also add manual entries here too if you want to set reminders for yourself. So that's a quick a quick overview of the global navigation pane.
Does that help at all? I have trouble. The contrast on this is terrible. Does it help you guys, or does it?
A little better?
Okay.
But I encourage you to go in and set up your personal information, your settings, and add an image there. That just helps to personalize the learning space. So when you log into my ULR, the first thing you see here, there's 4 tabs across here. The first is my Blackboard, and that's going to show you your course listing. You've got quick links here. I have a different role, so it's not going to show up as a student role, so you won't see the same thing that I have here. But the main thing you want to know about is your course listing. So any courses that you're enrolled in, that your faculty are using for your face-to-face courses, if it's made available, it will show up here. Any announcements, you can see that here, and the announcements only show up for the last 7 days. And then also any organization, and there's a tools link. So you all should be able to see those modules there. I'm not sure if you'll have the quick links here too, and that's quick access to BOSS. So once you use the NetID sign in, that's a one-stop sign in. It gives you access to your BOSS, gives you access to BOSS, your ULR email, the Google Suite, and as well as the additional links that we have here. The other tab that's here on my Blackboard is the library tab. So this is a good resource if you're going to be needing access to the library. You don't want to have to go out to the ULR website. That link is right there, and so you can do a quick search or get any references. They got a live chat there, Ask a Librarian, so you can use those resources as well. But one thing I do want to show you really quick. It looks like one of our modules is missing. It is, because it's the notification modules here, so we'll skip that. So I'll just log into a course real quick so you kind of see similar to what a course will look like. For the most part, most courses will land on the home page, and they may look a little different. But you've got modules here. There's quick access to the announcements for that particular course. There should be a What's New tab there, and some faculty may change this up so it may look a little bit different, but for the most part you'll have a home page and then you have a course menu. If you ever find that you get in the class and you can't see the course menu, which is your space for navigating the course, know that it has been collapsed, and you can just click on that tab and expand that out. So don't panic. We get a lot of students that call and say, I can't navigate the course, but sometimes that collapses by itself, and sometimes students accidentally click on it. So be aware of that. For each course, you're going to have like a content area, so it just depends on how they have it set up. You may have an introduction area, and then you may have your different space for each of your, for all of your content. So each classes may be set up a little bit different. If your faculty is only using it for assignments, you just may see a section with assignments, or if it's exams, it may just be a section for exams, so keep that in mind. We also have this tab here that's My Organizations, and in this area you will find a link that says Blackboard Student Orientation, and this is a resource that's useful for all of you, so if you have any questions regarding Blackboard, you can click on that, and everything how to Blackboard is in this tutorial. So how to submit an assignment, how to take an exam, how to send a message, everything related to Blackboard student-wise is here in this student orientation. Let's see. I wanted to show you quickly. Let's see if I've got one real quick. I wanted to give you a quick demo on how to submit, or how to access and submit an assignment. So for this particular class, I'm going to go to the content area. I'm going to go to that particular week. And if you see the icons that are here, this is the icon for a quiz. This is the icon for a discussion. Usually they'll have that in the text there. This is the icon. This is also an icon for a assignment. And then we've got a journal post. So you would click on the title. If there's a rubric, it will be attached here. Your due date is listed here, and then your instructions for your assignment are here. There are a couple of ways for you to, see if I can make that bigger. There are a couple of ways for you to submit this. Most often you're going to have a file that you attach to the assignment, and so you're going to browse your computer and locate that file and attach it. You can also make a comment or a note to the faculty member if you want to. The other option is you can type your submission here. If you're using the discussion journal tool or assignment tool, you'll see that there's a context editor here, and this is where you can type in your comments, or if you're writing a paragraph or two. I will caution that the NetID does have a timeout, so, and I think it's an hour. I would say don't go past 30 minutes without saving your content, because we've had students type an entire paper in this content area, spend 2 or 3 hours typing it, hit submit, and the NetID has signed out. And once that happens, it's gone. There's no, you call us, but we can't get it. It's in, I guess, the Blackboard black hole. We don't get it, but it's gone. So if you're going to type like that, you can always save as a draft. We always recommend using Microsoft Word, typing there, and then you can copy and paste it, or either attach the whole file is the best way to do it. But if you're typing it in, even with an exam, if you have an unlimited amount to take a time to take an exam, you don't want to spend a lot of time in the context area if it's or content area if it's available typing, because the NetID will sign out, and Blackboard registers by clicks. So I'm clicking here, but in here there's no clicking, there's just typing in this context editor, so it would allow the NetID to time out. So you want to be cautious of that. We've had students in tears with the Blackboard black hole. So let's see here.
So,
Any questions so far?
in theory, if you were to like click on bold and unbold, would that, nope, that would.
Nope. Not until you're clicking an action. So this is an action. I'm opening this. The context editor is not registering anything. So just be mindful of it. And I'm not saying not to type in there or make your post anything or write in here. Just every 15 to 30 minutes save. Because what you can do is hit, for example, I can save this as a draft, so I'm working on this assignment. I've got 30 minutes, I'm gonna work on this assignment, but I'm gonna come back to it. So you can see that it's saved in here, but now I wanna go back and continue. And so that way it's saving it as you go.
And truthfully, given all the other resources, I mean, you can download Microsoft Office for free, as Delaney mentioned. You've also got access to Google Docs, which does an automatic save. This should be, as far as I'm concerned, your last recourse. I mean,
Absolutely.
I would not feel comfortable typing and writing assignments on this. I would probably feel more comfortable typing it on my phone, in my notes program, than I would on this, truthfully. And then doing a copy paste.
Google Docs is an excellent resource. If you have that as part of your email suite or your Google suite that comes from the campus, so that's recommended highly as well. Last tab we're going to take a look at is a help tab, and that's where we come in. Your faculty member is not responsible for helping you with technical issues unless it's an availability setting or something that they've done on their end. And most of the time, if that's the case and you've contacted us, if you're getting ready to take an exam and you don't see it and we look and see that it's not been made available to students, then we're just going to say contact your instructor. For the most part, if you have an issue submitting an assignment or something's going on with an exam, you can reach out to us. And so on this help tab is all of our contact information. Like I mentioned, I have a different role, so you may not see all of this here, but you will see this Blackboard student support link, which is a link to our Blackboard student support website, which also has most of the same information that is listed in this Blackboard student orientation. So you can access that. We have a help tab, so if you want to submit a help ticket, it goes directly to our support staff. It generates an email, and they usually respond fairly quickly, even on the weekends. We're open 8 to 5, but usually after hours you'll get a response on the weekend as well. So those are two ways you can reach out to us. The other two ways are you can call us, and we'll walk you through any issues that you're having. If we can do that, sometimes we can get online and help you navigate your computer. We can you can share your screen with us. And then as I mentioned, we're in Dickinson Hall 105, right across from the fountain, room 105. Stop by anytime. You don't have to have an appointment. You can stop by at any time to see us. So, pop quiz. What's the recommended browser? I need a hand. Y'all said it, so I'm just gonna sit this here and somebody can grab it. So let's see. I'll get a hand this time. I gotta give instructions on. What is this area here? Does anyone remember what this area is? Did I tell you what this area is? Close. Did I tell you what it was? It's the course. Who said it? Thank you. And then, what tab do you use if you need to get in touch with us? One hand.
That attaches to the back of your phone.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it does. It attaches to the back of your phone.
But don't put your credit card in there.
Yes, you might lose it. It's supposed to have a sticky in there. And then, let's see here. Can you name one, who was that? That was you. Who raised their hand a few minutes ago that I did? Somebody, was it you? Somebody, oh, it's you, wasn't it? Okay, so can you tell me one way to contact us?
Submitting a request.
Okay. All right, any questions? I do have one more, so I'll just sit it over here on the table to somebody else. I bought y'all some UA Little Rock online bags, so you can grab one of these. Also have, oh, you already gave those
We
out.
pass them around.
Okay, oh, bags too? Awesome. Okay, these okay, so I can take these bags? Okay. That's all I have. Do y'all have any questions for me?
One of the things I want to say just while she's got this up. One of the things that the social work program has talked about, but in the midst of all this transition we have not had a chance to do, is down the road, and at this rate probably after you all graduate, all courses will look the same when you go online to Blackboard. It's actually called a template. And we've actually had some conversations about it. It's been a year now since we've had this conversation. So you may click on one course and truthfully, you may get something that looks very nice like this. And you may click on another course and truthfully, you're gonna find like this flowery orange background. And trust me, that will not be my course. And no, orange is my favorite color.
See, there's a prime example.
Yes, yeah. And one of the things, you know, when they name me queen and give me lots of money and, you know, the whip or the wand, depending on what your perspective is, on making things happen, is that literally every course in the MSW program, when you click on it, it's gonna have a similar organizational style, okay? And as much as I hate the color maroon, they're all gonna be maroon. Maroon and gray, which are my least favorite colors on the planet. But, you know, that's UA Little Rock. So when you get frustrated and you're like, well, Dr. Tarney's course looks very different from Dr. Crisp, and you know, that's just life, and it's because they haven't made me queen and given me all this money yet, okay, to do this, okay? So bear with it, and part of just learning someone's style is learning what their course looks like. And different faculty use Blackboard in very different ways. So obviously, if you've got an online course, you're going to be spending more time with that. But with a face-to-face course, like when I teach my courses face-to-face, I'm using Blackboard primarily for things like posting grades and also to put content on there, such as PowerPoints, articles that might be assigned, and then additional information. So you're going to have to figure out how, particularly in the face-to-face classes, they're using Blackboard. Are they using it more as a primary method of delivering content or as a supplemental? If it's supplemental, it's like go to Blackboard for just these few things. And it's really a matter of degree for a face-to-face class. Also, one of the things that we do is we will actually, like, I'm going to be traveling in November around Veterans Day, okay? And I'm going to probably be gone on a Wednesday afternoon when I would ordinarily be teaching class. So instead of canceling class, no, you're not off the hook, I'm going to say, go to Blackboard and spend some time on Blackboard. And so we're going to use it for online delivery. So faculty are using it in different ways. I can't say enough good things about our STAR team. And I find it amusing that they, you know, their name is STAR because they really are what I think are our unappreciated stars. I can't tell you how many times I've had a problem with something and I literally email them on the weekends and I kid you not, within a half an hour I've got a response and I'm like, oh my God, don't these people like ever take time off? And the answer is not really. Not really. And I think on a rotating, it's like you all take call for emails on the weekends. And they truly know their stuff. And they're really behind the scenes. And it's kind of like going to the doctor in some way. You don't necessarily want to have to reach out to them except for prevention on the front end and an emergency on the back end. But for faculty, we could not do our jobs without them. I mean, they just do not get enough credit for all the amazing things that they do. And they really do spend a lot of time consulting with us and help us help you in much better ways because we cannot do this alone. And people like, you know, Sharonda and everyone, I mean, they know their stuff. They know their stuff.
And I'll just piggyback a little bit on Dr. Chris. One of the things we want you all to focus on is learning the content and not necessarily how to navigate the class, regardless of who the faculty member is. And so that's why we work with them to make sure that that is beneficial to you all. Also, one thing I forgot to show, and I'm glad that you mentioned grades, is I wanted to show you quickly in case your faculty member are using your grades. Apparently, I'm not doing too well in my but this is how you can access your grades. It's usually going to be a list. It's going to be listed on the course menu as My Grades. And there's a couple different ways you can view it. You can see what's been graded, what's upcoming, what's been submitted. But for the most part, anything that has a due date and has a grade attached to it will be listed here. And so you can access that. I want to show you, I don't know if I have it in here. Let me go into student preview real quick. I wanted to show you, just make sure that you know how to look at any feedback that has been provided. I don't think I have any in this particular course. But normally if there's feedback, there will be a little bubble next to this, where is it? Kind of a little bubble next to this. This means that it still needs to be graded. It's been submitted, but it needs to be graded, but there will be a little bubble there, and you just click on that and it'll show the feedback. You can also click on, there's a rubric, you can click on that and it'll show you the rubric. For example, this assignment has a rubric, that's the grading criteria that's required for that. So be sure to check your rubrics if you have any. Be sure to check any feedback that they give you, but you can also click on the assignment itself and it'll take you there. And you can see so there's a little bit of, no, that was the notes I just did for that. So, but you will see the feedback here as well, but I wanted to show you that as well. Okay, any other questions? We are 2 doors over. Call, email, stop by. We'd love to have you visit. If you know any other students that will be here beginning next week, we've got student orientation, so if you want to drop by and get some hands-on, you can stop by Dickinson 101, that's our training lab. You can we'll have little handouts around campus as well. But we've got student orientations for the next 2 weeks, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And so any student is welcome to stop by if they need additional help with Blackboard. And then after that, anytime, you're welcome to stop by the office.
And they're truly the unsung angels on our campus. They do an amazing job. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.